Okay, like I promised on my previous video, uh, I was already planned out my next album review, and this is it. Now it's time for another album review, and this time it's a band that's really unique. They got really heavy sound. It's actually one of the, I would say, heaviest bands in the whole world, and they also very often themselves say that they are much more heavy, much more heavier than most of the heavy bands that actually say they are heavy, but this is like really heavy. They got really heavy sound, and it's an UK industrial metal legendary band. And maybe if you know that genre, you probably already know what band I'm talking about. It's Godflesh, and my album review today is I think their best album, Selfless, from '94. Uh, not always I'm going to uh, do an album review of my favorite album from the band, but I would say quite often it maybe just happens to be my favorite album from the band, and in this case it's my favorite, definitely. And this is also my introduction to the band. I Back in '97, I think, or '98, uh, when I started to get familiar with extreme metal in general, I bought this uh, what was it called? I really now can't remember what the compilation was called, but it was a compilation of earache records. You know, the bands who were at that time with earache records. So there was also a couple of songs from Godflesh from this album, and it was my introduction to the band. At first, the band just sounded maybe too experimental, too weird for me. But over the time, over the years, I began to really appreciate and really love this band's unique sound. It's just one of a kind. There isn't, I mean, there has been some bands that are, their sound is reminiscent of Godflesh, but probably those bands are heavily influenced by these legends. I mean, there's another UK band, or were another UK band, Pitch Shifter, that sounded very familiar. At least their early material was very familiar sounding, very Godflesh like sound in their early releases. And there's been also some couple. And of course this band, I still have the Fear Factory shirt. This band is also heavily influenced by Godflesh. I know that much. Even though their sound itself isn't that much the same as Godflesh, but they are very heavily influenced by Godflesh. And you know, this band is just talented as hell, uh, because this band has always been two-member band, pretty much. Of course, there's been over the years third members of the, but there has always been, at max 3 members in the band. But yeah, usually it just consists of Justin Broderick, guitar and vocals, and uh, what was he called? C, GC Green, the bassist. And usually they use drum machines. So they have only, I think they have only released one album that had live drummer, and it was songs from Love and Hate. The next album after this, that had live drummer, but every other album they have made has used drum machines, and I think that's their style. I don't mind drum machines if we are talking about industrial metal in general, because yeah, the drum machines just fit that genre so well. Uh, but yeah, the Godflesh was, I think it was formed in 88, if I'm not wrong, by Justin Broderick, who left a few years before that, who left Napalm Death. And then he joined Head of David for a while, and then I think he left that band to form Godflesh. So yeah, GC Green and Justin Broderick formed this band in '88, and then they released their hugely praised debut album Street Cleaner in '89. But before that they made a self-titled, I think it was kind of demo album, because Street Cleaner is their debut album, like officially. And then 2 years after that they made in 3 years after that, in '92, they made their second album Pure, which was very different from Street Cleaner, and I think it's overall better album than Street Cleaner. I know many fans, praise so much their debut, and so many fans still think it's their best album to date. Don't get me wrong, it's great album, but I think their next albums like Pure and Selfless were just much more polished, and their sound was more honed. They honed their sound to really, found their style. I would say they really found their style on this album. Yeah, this was their pinnacle, finding their unique sound and perfecting their unique sound in this album. So I think where Pure left off, this followed that same style. Uh, so really kind of atmospheric, simplistic, very even hypnotizing industrial metal. I mean, Pure and this album, I think for me they are quite similar, but this is more heavy, and also this is more atmospheric. This is just, playing with soundscapes much more than Pure. And of course, I think it has to do that this was my introduction to the band. That is definitely the big reason why this is my favorite album. And those two tracks that were in that Ear Raid compilation were this is like so I have no idea how you pronounce this track, but Snowbiz or something. Really weird name. I don't think that even means anything. It's just a word, I think. But Snowbiz and Anything Is Mine. So those two tracks were in the compilation. And at first like I said, at first they were to me like maybe too weird. But over the time I really started to love these tracks. And also, if I remember, this was also my first album that I bought from them. Because of those two tracks I wanted to buy this album. Gonna show you more closely. This has absolutely great album cover. Like, I absolutely love their cover on this album. Not their every album has been like their cover art has been great. Some of them are just so weird and not that cool in my opinion. But well, the backside is very plain. Yeah. Very, very simplistic, and also inside, the CD design follows the same style as the front cover. That's cool. So let's go through my, not every song, but my favorite songs. So I would say the Snowbiz, the opening track, is one of my favorites. It's very, very atmospheric song. It has a great melody. Also, I would say, this is more melodic. This is like, industrial metal in general is usually not considered as melodic music. But I would say Godflesh has always been that kind of more melodic industrial metal band that many other industrial metal bands usually are. They have this melodic, Justin Broderick's melodic and also kind of hypnotizing and just very atmospheric riffing. I just love his playing style. It's very, very unique and very, very heavy. I cannot, I cannot say that too much. So the next song that is amongst the best ones is I don't actually know if this is supposed to be Black-boned angel or Backboned angel, because in the back cover it says Black-boned angel, which I think that is the real name. But somewhere, you know, oh, this doesn't have the track listing, but somewhere else I have uh, read that it has been named Backboned angel, not black. But I think this is the right. It's Black-boned angel, and that is one of the longest songs in this album, but really, really atmospheric, and one of the most slower songs on the album. Uh, Next, I wouldn't say Anything Is Mine. That was the second track from that compilation. Uh, that is not one of my favorites. It's still good track, as every track really is great here. But then I would say, oh yeah, they have a music video of Crush My Soul track. So, uh, and that's the, fastest song on the album. Well, it's not fast by any means, but it's their fastest song, because this band usually isn't about speed, it's about heaviness. But yeah, not my favorites. But then the next track, Body Dome Light, that is definitely one of the best tracks on the album. Really heavy, I would say maybe the heaviest song on the album. Yeah, just love that. So heavy. And then I would say Heartless is also very atmospheric and quite slow song also. Uh, but yeah, the next one after that is my favorite from the album, and it pretty much has always been my favorite, Mantra. What a closing song. I mean, there is, this is not the, Mantra is not the last song on the album. There's, the last one is Go Spread Your Wings, that is more like a ambient, just about ambience. It's an ambient track that is fucking long as hell, over 20 minutes long. And usually I don't even listen to that. I've like honestly have only listened to that song from start to finish like maybe 2 times, and I had this album like almost 25 years now, and I only listened that track like 2 times. So yeah, it's good, but it's just too long. I would maybe give it another go in a near future, to really, because I can't really remember the song so well even. But yeah, going back to the Mantra, just perfection. That song is perfection. It's the most atmospheric song in the album, and also I would say the most melodic song. It's it has them all. It has the heaviness, it has the melodic stuff, and it has the atmosphere. It's like perfect combination of those three elements. Just mind-blowing song. It's, I would say, going as far as saying that might very well be my favorite track from their whole, career, it maybe I would go even that far saying it's my favorite track from Godflesh, period. Yeah, just perfection. Yeah, it's just that great. But yeah, anyway, this was it. That's my review of the album, and of course, as always, I give this my rating in the end, and I would give this album much uh, earned 10 minus, or okay, I would say 9.5 out of 10, because of the ambient last song that is way too long. That pretty much just a little bit, not saying ruins the whole atmosphere of the album, but it could have been better, if the band would have left that song out of this album and maybe release it on the rarities compilation or something. But yeah, this album would have been just tiny bit better without that track. Yeah. So that was my review of Godflesh, and here's a last look of this great album cover. Just absolutely beautiful. Then there you go, another album review, and also off topic, back to NHL 22. So today EA is going to stream their presentation on EA Play Live, where they reveal, new EA published games, like new upcoming games, and also already revealed games, but revealing just more info of them, like FIFA 22 and yeah, more EA stuff. Also, I'm really looking forward to if they reveal the much rumored Dead Space remake. That would be like awesome. That would be a day one purchase for me, Dead Space remake for PS5. Fuck yeah, I'm I'm down with that. But yeah, of course, what I'm most interested about is NHL 22 reveal. So finally, this evening at Finnish time, I will watch the stream and hopefully see NHL 22 reveal. And if we get the release date and more info on that game, I will be doing a video of speaking more what we got from the new NHL game. I will be discussing a little bit of that. So fingers crossed for the NHL 22 reveal finally, because I think it's just time for that now. The release is quite soon. It's usually been September/October, so they really have to, I think they have to reveal it today. If not, I would start to get worried about it, because it's just 2 months away or something, the release of the game. So this would be a perfect time to finally reveal new NHL. So that's it about this video, and yeah, see you on the other next one. So bye.